Michael Jordan is considered by many to be the greatest of all time in the history of the NBA. On the court, he is a ruthless, offensive assassin who doesn't shy away from taking any shots. The same can be said when he's off the court because of his hyper-competitive nature. Jordan isn't afraid of voicing his opinions or getting in people's faces. He also isn't afraid of taking the frowned-upon path if it brings him success. Unsurprisingly, there are a considerable number of entertaining anecdotes from teammates and opponents that detail just how much mean Jordan can be. In this video, we will be able to see the greatest Michael Jordan fights of all time, including those outside the court. If you're curious which fight was the worst, make sure to watch till the end of this video. MJ and Will Perdue. Will Perdue learned a lesson the hard way during the Bulls practice. According to Horace Grant, who won 3 championships with the Bulls, Michael Jordan punched Perdue during the scrimmage after Will was constantly setting illegal picks. Horace Grant tells a story about Phil Jackson being the mastermind of everything. Typical Phil running this play, and Will set an illegal pick on MJ. Jordan told Will not to do it again, but Will responded that he doesn't know anything Jordan was trying to point out. They ran the illegal pick 2 more times. MJ walks up to Will and lit him up. It was over. The next day on the plane, Will gets on with this huge shiner. Grant said he and Jordan often got into verbal spats, but he never got hit. Robert Parish versus MJ. The Chief never seemed to have beef with anybody. He spent 14 years with the Celtics, winning 3 championships in that span. Always known as a quiet guy, Parish finished his career in 1997, earning 1 more championship as Michael Jordan's teammate in Chicago. Robert and MJ had a clash during the practice. Mike wanted to show Parish who was the alpha dog in Chicago, but the Chief wasn't afraid. On Mike's threat that he's going to kick Robert's ass, Parish calmly responded, "No, you really aren't." The mutual disrespect was obvious in this case. Parish told Elvin Hayes on the Post on SB Nation Radio that Michael Jordan didn't beat great teams in his opinion. Together with Larry and Kevin were in their heyday, he said MJ couldn't beat them. Michael Jordan versus Jon Stark. Back in 1993, the Chicago Bulls were looking for their 2nd straight title. As a number 2 seed, the Bulls swept the Hawks and Cavaliers before meeting the top-seeded New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks won the first 2 games of the series, limiting the Bulls on 90 and 91 points, while Michael Jordan shot 3 for 18 in Game 2 thanks to Jon Stark's terrific defensive job. Starks and Jordan had verbal fights during their first 2 games, and MJ was fired up to show Jon and the Knicks who's the best player on the court. He dropped 54 points on New York in famous Game 4, the most against the Knicks in the playoffs by any player. The Bulls won the series in 6 games, and the rest is history. Jordan was completely unstoppable, and Stark stated later that MJ is undoubtedly the toughest player he's ever guarded. MJ versus the Bad Boy Pistons. Isiah Thomas was a star long before he even stepped foot into an NBA arena. He was the star player for Bob Knight in the Indiana Hoosiers and helped lead them to the 1981 NCAA championship. Despite his diminutive size, Isiah was a bulldog who never backed down from anybody. Isiah brought his fearless style of play to the NBA when he became the ringleader for the Bad Boy Detroit Pistons. The Pistons were not about polish and finesse. They were about the grit and grind. They were the epitome of basket brawl. Whether it was Bill Lambier squaring off with Larry Bird or Dennis Rodman getting it on with Michael Jordan, the Pistons were one of the most hated teams in the league for their rough style of play. The team served as the bully of the NBA. Among their victims were Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. They tormented Chicago and trounced them from playoffs year after year. The Detroit Pistons seemed to be the big dog in the NBA yard. Not even the mighty Michael Jordan could stop them. Not only were the Bulls and Pistons playoff rivals, but there had also been reports of a freeze-out happening during Jordan's first All-Star game. It has been reported that Thomas instigated the freeze-out since he felt that Jordan was stealing the spotlight from veterans such as him. Though Thomas vehemently denied this, rumors of this persist to this day. Finally, in the 1990-91 season, the Bulls had a breakthrough. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant emerged as all-star caliber players, and the Bulls swept the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals. There was so much bad blood between the two teams that the Pistons walked out of Game 4 with time remaining on the clock without even congratulating the Bulls. This would not be the end of it though. Jordan blackmailed Isiah from being part of the first Dream Team. He gave the ultimatum that it was either him or Isiah. Of course, as Jordan was the NBA's golden boy, they chose him over the aging Thomas. Jordan would confirm this 20 years after the fact in a documentary done by NBA TV. Michael Jordan vs. Steve Kerr. Prior to the 1995-96 season, Kerr described an undercurrent of unhappiness between him and Jordan. Kerr was the NBA Players Union representative for the Bulls, and Jordan and his agent David Falk had an off-season contract dispute that summer against the union. Jordan was also coming off a second-round loss to the Magic the previous season, and the intensity of the drills and practices were a reflection of his frustration. Jordan and Kerr began trash-talking at training camp, according to a 2013 ESPN story. During a scrimmage, Kerr was sick of Jordan's actions, so he decided to voice his displeasure. Kerr began fouling Jordan, which led to Jordan punching Kerr. The pair got in a few good swings before teammates intervened. Kerr unfortunately ended up with a black eye. Lastly, who would ever forget about the Michael Jordan vs. Reggie Miller scene in NBA? Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller shared a quarrelsome relationship with plenty of trash talking over the years. As a result, the Bulls and Pacers became Central Division rivals. In February of 1993, tempers came to a boil. Miller, whose Pacers were serving as hosts to the Bulls, sank a putback layup over Jordan. Ordinarily, this would be a routine play in the NBA, no need for agitation. Reggie, being the button pusher that he was though, decided to bump into Jordan under the stanchion after the play. Jordan immediately took offense to Reggie's bump and chased him down the court. The two players met face to face near midcourt. After some hands to the face as well as a few choice words, his airness landed a punch to Miller's jowl. As you might expect, benches from both teams joined the fray. Interestingly though, it was Miller who was ejected instead of Jordan. After further investigation, however, the NBA later decided to suspend Michael for 1 game. Make sure to keep posted with our videos to keep yourselves updated with your favorite stars' whereabouts. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more.